Hey guys, guess what? Big surprise. It's another rainy day.
Yeah. They're all full of rainy days.
It's just hard to pull yourself up when it's raining out and it's been a crummy winter and blah, blah, blah. We keep talking about this, but you know, it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that the one thing that I go back to so many times when I'm just feeling blah, and I'm like all in a rush and there's so much to do and I need to get stuff made but I don't feel like making it, I go back to assemblage. We've made a lot of assemblage videos. Before you came, Donna. Actually, Donna, you've never helped me do a big assemblage piece.
No.
So I wanted to bring Donna in because I thought maybe it would give you the sense of what it'd be like for you to be here with me working out an assemblage piece. So we're going to experiment with a few new findings that came in, but mostly it was all raw brass that I hand painted this very morning. And we're just going to play with it, guys. We may never even completely finish this one piece, but you're going to get a sense of where it's going. And you're going to get a sense of, hey, you know, I think I want to get out some raw brass and paint it. Or I'm going to head over to visuboutiques.com and get myself a few pieces and try some acrylic paint on it and see what happens, because it's just really, really relaxing. It's kind of like working a puzzle. But it's a puzzle that you can sell when you're done. And that's what's good about it. You get something back for you. You get satisfaction, you get artistic growth, and you get some cha-ching in your purse so that you can keep on going and build your business. That's what we want you to do. We want you to start along with us, and we want to help you build your business. You know, we just started an Etsy store for our jewelry. And Javi's jewelry's done it too. We just started maybe, what, Javi, 6 weeks ago, 2 months, you think? Yeah. And we sold 6 pieces out of it in the last 2 days. And I'm not even promoting it hard, but one thing I've found is you need to get about 50 pieces in there. We've got about 50 now. We have a selection, some of my stuff, some of Javi's stuff, and some vintage stuff. Because you know I used to deal in vintage jewelry. I still get some from time to time. And it's taken off, and other people are saying their stuff is selling too. So rainy day or not, come on over here. Let's do some assemblage together. Let's get those gears going. I'm going to kick my own self in the butt. And we're going to get a few pieces made and get you with some new ideas. And you're going to love it. All right, so some of the pieces we're going to work with today is a simple, you know, the big crescent blank. It's base 01790. That's that big crescent blank that we use on the back of our stuff. Well, this one's a plated one, but we're going to use a raw brass one that I painted. So we'll have that. That's a 01790. I actually don't have any more in this finish right now, but I do have them in raw brass. And honestly, raw brass is best because then you can colorize them to go with whatever. And you don't have to pay for the plating. And then we're going to do some colorized pieces. We got a lot of flower and leaf petals here to show you that I just painted with a combination of different blues and ivories and peachy pinks. And this piece in particular is new this week. We just got it in. It's a cornucopia plaque from Victorian Dyes. It is Fig 09328. And what I did was I just did some simple peachy pink and white over top of this and let it cure for about 20 minutes. Heat gunned it a little bit and went out and I took it and steel wooled it to bring the brass back up. I started out with spray paint and flat matte white, okay? And then this is Krylon matte sprayed over. But I might seal this again with jewelry sealed on the back, and then I'll probably put a plaque that has my name on it when I finish this piece. But we're going to use this piece, and isn't that just beautiful? It's got these little roses in it, and it's just so pretty. So you can say, well, what would I do with a piece like that? Well, this is very, very simple. We took this little sprig piece, and it's a petite petals spoke. I'm not sure if this is on the website right now or not, but there are ones that are similar to it. I got this out of a box. But there are others that are similar to it. And you can see, if you look close, it has like little depressions in places where you can set stones. And what I've done, with this, you're not going to want to set a big flower like, oh, let's just say what if, like this. If that don't look right, it doesn't seat right, okay? So you're going to have to go with something small. And really, it's got such a beautiful pattern. You don't want to cover that all up and just use that for a blank. You know, why would you do that? So what we did is we took and we bent this to kind of fit right here. Fits right down in there really nice. Now if you'd wanted to, you could have drilled a hole down through about here, and you could have riveted this to there. But since I'm going to just glue a little button into it, I figured, I'm not going to bother riveting it. So it's real simple. I'm going to take my E6000. That is the glue that I use. That is the glue that I have found over the years. Works best for assemblage. You do need to use care and caution. You don't want to be eating in your workshop when you're using it. And as you can see, I kind of just get a little bit in there. You need to get enough, but not too much. In this case, it's not going to matter if it shows through because the button's going to go over top. You try to keep it off your skin. If you get it on your skin, get it off. I keep some wipes right here. Of course, those are Lysol wipes for a countertop. Shouldn't probably use them on my skin either. But anyway, let me speak up so you can hear me. Now I'm going to take a little bit of glue and put it on this. And you can see I just got it on that far end. Can you see that, Javi? Why did I only put it there? Because I'm going to slide it in place and then the glue will slide back behind. And that is a good assemblage technique for gluing. So I'm just going to slide it in place. And that did get a good bit of it where I think I need a little bit more. But usually get it on the far end and slide it in place. And you're good to go. Okay, that's done. So now you have a beautiful little ornament. As you can see, I drilled the shoulders out here and tube riveted them. Now I could take a little paint and paint over that if I wanted to and didn't want that silver showing, but it kind of complements the silver in the old button. Now I do have some depressions here in the edge of this little sprig. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it'd probably be good if I tried to fill them with something to make it look more finished. So I think in that case, what do you think, Donna?
Well,
Pearl?
I can't wait to see. I don't really know.
Or should it be, this will be a little harder to set, but I have some Rose AB flatbacks. I don't know if you know this, but we do have flatbacks on our website. I could do that. I'm not liking that as good as a pearl. I think it's too bright for the muted colors.
I do too.
So I'm not going to use that. So I'm going to do the pearl. Okay.
But they can see how it's trial.
Yeah, it's assemblage is trial and error. You get together a bunch of stuff that you think might work, and then you just kind of try it. So I have a big batch of pearls here, and I've got. There are easier ways to glue pearls than this. Now they have dop sticks and stuff you can use, but this is the way that I've always done it, and it's kind of restful for me, so it works. This is moving around a little bit because it's not set up yet. And I like using a pair of needle nose tweezers that are just a little dirty on the ends because it'll, if you want to do it this way, it picks up better. It kind of gives you a little bit of something to grab to.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, but they have so many new products out now for setting things. And I need to get hold of a few of them and try them out and see if I can recommend them to you. But this is the way I've always done it. And, you know, if you're newer at assemblage, this might be a little daunting for you setting these tiny pearls, but you get onto it.
I think with that tool you have total control.
Well, when you keep, I don't know if you can see this here, it's, you know, I use these in ice enamel, so they've got a little bit of crud on the edges of them, and that just kind of keeps a little bit of grip there for you. So that's why I keep them like that and don't come off. Now, I like to keep the top of my glue cleaned off a little bit, so I keep an old piece of plastic or something here so I can keep it wiped. And, you know, keep it off my hands. And when I'm not using, I put the cap back on so it doesn't blob all over my work desk because I like my workbench and I try to keep it from being too damaged. So, but anyway, I used this piece again. It's Fig 09328, and now it's this beautiful centerpiece. Do I have that positioned right? I may go back after this video and move that a little bit, but it's basically the way it's going to be. And then all I'll need to do is put some beads up or chain or whatever, and I've got a beautiful necklace. And this is assemblage art, and it's a good way to start something simple. You know, don't make it real hard at first. So I'm going to set this one aside for now. And I have another one that's kind of simple to share with you. I started with the swing cartouche finding, which is Fig 05022. That's Fig 05022 from BisuBoutiques.com. And what I did is I started out again with the ivory primer kind of matte spray from Krylon. That's the brand I like best, but really, and whatever you like and use, it works for you is fine. And then I took and I drilled the tops out so that I could have hanging holes. And I started with kind of a periwinkle blue base, and then I went over it with some of the peachy pink, and then when it was dry I buffed it back. And this is very matte. I've done these very glossy with resin over, and I could do that, and I might yet, I'm not sure, but I just did the spray sealer. You do have to spray it. You do have to seal. But there's many ways you can do it. You can do it with diamond glaze, you can do it with ice resin, you can do it with Krylon matte spray lacquer. Sometimes the vintage sealant works, sometimes the clear coat sealant from Swelligant works. There's just so many sealants out there, so you know, get yourself a few and experiment with them. But the ones I use the most are ice resin if I want the high gloss and the depth. And if I just want a matte color like this, then I just use Krylon matte. Or you could use the Krylon satin, and it's a real fast way to do it. Okay, but we want to put something in the middle of this. So what I would suggest is this. And what I did was I took this piece, this spoked piece. Let's see, do we have another one here that I didn't put in something yet? Oh, for crying, yeah, I do, right here. Okay, so that you can see. It's this piece right here. It's another painted piece. And it is Fig 04134. Fig 04134. And then I took this little spriggy piece here. I have another one here. No, I don't. You can see the little spriggy round piece. We do have lots of these on the website, and I use this a lot. I love this piece because it's very malleable. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. You can cup it. It is Fig 04150. That's the SKU number, Fig 04150. Okay, so I took the two of them after I had spray lacquered them with the matte Krylon, and I tube riveted it. And you can go back in our videos. We have many videos on showing you how to hit a tube rivet and get it through 2 layers and get it to stick. And that's on there good and sturdy. But this tube rivet is a little too short for me to drill a hole in here, which I would drill it maybe right about here in the middle. So I would have needed a longer rivet. If you have them, fine. I didn't. So I'm going to glue this to the top of this piece. So let me get this in front of me so that I can see where the middle is. Okay. And I'm going to want to be careful because I'm not going to want to have glue sticking out beyond, you know, this part in here. Just want to get the glue there. So I might even take a toothpick to apply it. So once again, I'm opening my E6000 and I'm getting a little bit out, not too much. I'm capping it off so I don't have blobs everywhere. And then I'm going to apply it right here. Real nice. Okay. You see that, Donna?
I am so fascinated.
Yeah.
I'm about on her shoulder perching like a bird.
The toothpick works good. And then also I'll take just a little bit, not too much. And I'll put it right in here where I'm going to set that thing. So now I've got 2 things to glue to, and it'll be very firm. E6000 has always worked very well for me. I know I've had some people say that in a very humid climate they've had some trouble, but honestly it has worked like the bomb for me for over 25 years. So now I'm going to set this right in the middle on top of that Oh, I did great. As you can see, there's no glue globs squirting out anywhere. I can't see just a little bit there. But no. That's, again, you can get your toothpick in there and get that pushed back. So we're good. We're good on that. Okay, so now I still need something to stick in the middle of that, though, to finish that off. So what I thought I would do is I would take this pretty little ceramic rose, which we have them on the website. We have their FLO 06325. And I have some varied sizes. This is the only one we have in stock today, but I will have more soon. I've carried these for, goodness, 18 years. So I'm going to stick this in the middle. When I had my line, practically every piece of jewelry I had had these in them. So I'm going to stick this in the middle now. So I'm just going to go straight from the bottle, get some on there, and then slide it into place so that it's completely covered underneath. And wow, doesn't that just start popping now? Doesn't it?
I love the color you painted the base.
And again, because it's muted, I don't think I'd use that shiny AB stone on there. I think I would stay with some pearls. I'm going to put a few pearls in so you can get kind of a sense of what it would look like.
I like the way that the whole piece is about the same as the rose. Like one's not shiny and one's not flat.
Yeah. So I'm going to set a few pearls in. And you do want to be careful that you don't get glue globs all over your pearls to show. Especially when you're not using a lacquer top. Because sometimes a lacquer top can cover some of that. But you really don't want to go lacquering over pearls and stones because they get a weird look. They look kind of jellified. And you want them to have their natural appearance. So I'm going to set a few here and then show you kind of how it's going to look. And I'll finish this later off camera because we don't want to be sitting here. You watching me setting these little pearls is kind of like watching paint dry, I would think.
Well, that's a technique that they need to see.
Well, they are seeing it. I do. I'm going to go around and I'm going to put 5 in and then I'm going to stop because I don't want you getting bored and saying, okay, we saw that piece, so enough of that.
Yeah,
you know?
We don't need to go make a sandwich.
You know, I mean, come on. But yeah, kind of get a hang for it. So bear with me a minute here if you want to learn because this is exactly how it would be if you came here and did a class with me. Or if we did a video conference, which I'm going to offer that option very soon for those who might be interested. But for now, these videos at YouTube are all free. We never charge you for them, and a lot of people would definitely be charging for videos that are 30-35 minutes long showing you important techniques, and I do think assemblage is quite important. It's another form of collage. Collage is an ages-old art form. It's very important. And you can make beautiful pieces in not a lot of time, and they're very sturdy. Don't ever let somebody tell you that because you glued a piece of jewelry together that it's substandard. It's just another construction, method. You can tell by the sound of my voice, I kind of get my dander up when people say, oh, is it glued? Let me tell you what. A lot of great jewelry had glue in it. I think a lot of my old pieces were mighty fine and they were glued and they held up. And if they had to be repaired, they were simple to repair. It doesn't have to be solder. It can be glue sometimes. It depends on the application. You wouldn't be soldering painted brass pieces. That's not going to work. So this fine. It's just another method, and don't ever let somebody run you down and tell you that's not how you do it and glue's not legit and it's kindergarten, because it's not. To use E6000 properly and not make a mess is not kindergarten work. So there, I'm going to enable you right there with that, and that's what you tell them if they say that to you. So you can see how pretty that is, how muted. There's still some cups left, so I'll go back and put some more pearls later, okay? But we're going to get on to a bigger project now that's a lot more interesting. I'm going to set these aside. And that's this one. Let me see if I can get this pulled over here, because I had it kind of laid out and pieced out. And it's probably going to just come apart when I move it. Maybe not too bad, somewhat. Well, kind of, sort of. But as you can see, I've got I've been playing with this. I've been working it kind of like a puzzle, okay? And that's really how it goes. You work it like a puzzle. And I've got a lot of pieces laid out on here, and I'm trying to see, you know, how I want to do it. But now I've got it all mashed up, so I'm going to have to take it apart. So I'm going to tell you what pieces I used. Again, I have the FLO 06325, which is a ceramic flower. I've got some of them in here. And I've got some little petite sprigs that we have on the site, and I neglected to get you the SKU number, but these are all painted and sealed, okay? Here's that spoke Fig 04150, and you can see how I bent it, because I wanted to put it in a crack, so I bent it. And that's the nice thing about these. Not only can you rivet them to things, but you can glue them to things, you can bend them, you can cut them apart, whatever. So here's some more of them. Then I have hibiscus flowers, which I've done, and I also have some leaf stampings that I've done. And I love this particular leaf stamping. It has a lot of movement and flow.
I love that one too.
And then these are the big hibiscus leaves that I did. Okay, so to give you the SKUs on these, in case you want to find them, this is Fig 04145, and I kind of spatter painted it. And then the smaller one is Fig 04143. Okay, and they kind of go together. And actually, we have a set of 3. There's even a smaller one that they all nest together that you can buy. And I meant to pull one out to show you. There's a set of 3 that's Fig 09253 if you'd be interested in getting one of those. And we have done videos maybe, I don't know, 3 years ago or something, showed how you would bead through this, loop it in the back, and it becomes a pendant. But this time we're going to do collage or assemblage with them. And we're just kind of working it out. So here I have a crescent, which is base 01790, and I've spray painted the back so it'll be finished. And I will sign it later, and my Dremel will cut right through there, but I'm not going to sign it yet. And then I flatten it a little bit, because they kind of curved when you get them. So I flatten it a little bit so that I can work with it. So now I'm going to start setting this up. So Donna, feel free to say anything or jump in or tell me what you think as we go along. We have a lot of little elements here that we might use. As you can see too, on the crescent piece, there's 2 holes here. So you want to leave these free when you are doing the piece. Make sure you've got some clearance there, because that's where you're going to hang through to put your chains or your beads or whatever. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to try and put this back the way that I had it. And these again are malleable too. You can bend these leaves however you want, but I've kind of flattened them. So this one is going to go in the center. And again, I've got my tube of glue out, and I've done these front and back, sealed front and back. But what I do want to do is have a look and see if I'm getting it on the back. I try to work my stuff so that I have as little clean up as possible. A lot of times I do a piece, I don't have any. So, you know, be spare with your glue, but get enough on it. And try to stay in the middle of the piece as you're gluing it, so that, you know, you don't have it leaking all over the back. You can clean it up, it picks off, but why go there? So now I want to slide this in here to see how it's going to fit on this side, because I want to use all 3 of them. And I want to make sure that I'm going to have clearance for my side holes, and I do. So I'm going to bend that one down a little bit. I'll be able to get in there. So maybe I'll turn it this way. Yes, I got a better fit that way. So you see how that's going to go? I don't know. I can't turn it out. It's hard for me to work sideways, but I'll try, okay? I want to get it all out of kilter. So I'm again going to glue under here. And you guys, we're not going to get this all the way finished today. I'm just going to show you the rudiments, and I'm sliding it into place. And once again, I got a little bubble through there. That's okay. I made sure I got my clearance on the end. Okay, now I'm going to do another one. On there. I didn't get that paint on the back. But you know what? It won't matter. I could even go back and paint it later if I wanted to. It may not really matter. Okay, so now I have most of them on there. Okay? So they're on there. Now I want to turn it because I want to see, do I have the right flow? I hate an unbalanced piece. That's just, I have a thing about that. A lot of people do collage. I like asymmetrical is fine, but too heavy to one side is no good. No flow, no balance. Or sometimes people will just go get broken jewelry and just start gluing it however it fits. And that's really not good design. Broken jewelry is fine to use, but it needs to have flow. It needs to have movement. And you're going to see more about that as we go on. I want to get this little bit of glue off of here. Okay, so going back to this, sliding a little bit. Where's my hole? There it is. Okay. You sure that you still have your clearance holes? Okay. Now I'm going to put this layer on, the second piece, which is Fig 04143. And I have a little dot of glue there, so got a little something to seed it to. So I'm going to put that guy there. And I think I'll put him here. Okay. And him here. And now you can see I've really got the framework of the piece. You can kind of see how this is going to end up being. But I still have a lot of work to do because now my little piece has come into play. So now one way I'm going to get movement is, let me cap this off because I'm going to kind of position these first before I glue them. Okay, I know I had this here. I'm going to stick, no, it was in here. It's hard to remember. These just give so much flow. I love these pieces. I'm going to put that there. What do you think, Dawn?
I like it.
Yeah, it's LF07660. Now this is the smaller one, but we have a larger one too. Just go to the leaf section at these Boutiques and you'll see it. Okay, now I have one down here, so now I'm going to need one kind of up here to get balance and movement. Okay, so
it looks like it could have grown that way.
That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You want to make it look like you came upon a cluster of flowers out in the woods. Okay? So it's not contrived.
And when you look at that, there's nothing that's rigid exactly the same. Or,
no.
You know, each petal's like when she bends it, it gives it a more natural look because nothing's repeated exactly.
And you can see how I got that on there, and I'm going to slide it in. And I have a little bit here showing.
And I do love those leaves too.
Yeah.
I like the way they curl.
I've used these leaves for a long, long time. But we have kind of it's going this way, now we have this, you know, diagonal thing going on, and it gives it flow and balance, and it's very appealing design-wise. So now I'm going to get that stuck in there. Okay, so now I have that. And I'll make sure my holes are not covered again, because things can slide on you at this point. Okay, especially when you're using the big pieces. Okay, so now I have some little leaves I want to put in here and there, so I think I'd like to put one here. What do you think, Donna?
Well, I'm liking it.
And then I think I want, nope, that does not look
well,
right.
You know what?
That goes this way.
Tell them why.
It's because it's like jamming up, like these two are gonna.
Yeah, and it doesn't look natural.
No, it doesn't look
Nothing
natural.
would grow like that.
No. Well,
maybe,
it just
but
not in my garden.
no, I really like it. All the gardening, it would grow that way.
I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it here.
It would more grow like that.
Not in the Bisou garden of collage. It don't grow that way. I don't like.
No, that's.
There needs to be
so
proper
nice.
flow. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna take one. I'm gonna put it like right over top of that. But I think I want one that's got more of the mauve for that. So I'll put it there. Okay. And I don't like to see a lot of the base showing when you're done either. To me, now, you know, I'm never going to criticize anybody, so I'm going to put that piece like there. See how we've got it? This one's going this way, this one's going this way. Flow, movement, okay? If I can move it so you can see. I've got to be able to work on it. I probably should have put Javi behind me. How's this showing up, Javi? Are they able to see what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. Well, I'll have pictures of it on my blog and stuff later too. So, and on the Facebook group too. I'll make pictures even if I'm not done with it, so you'll be able to see. Okay. So if you haven't joined us at the Bisou Boutiques Creative Group yet, Facebook, I wish you would. We must sign up 20, 30 people a day. They come over there and join.
Talk about
A
ideas.
lot of people just like to watch, but it's a very active group and it's a very kind bunch of people. I don't tolerate drama.
And they ask a lot of questions that you
do.
probably have wondered,
Mm-hmm.
and you get answers for them, different
Yeah,
perspectives.
they do. They're very good about responding, especially if you say you're new.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we love newbies because I always say, you know, at best my skills are intermediate, you know, because there's so much new stuff to learn all the time that I only get just so far because there's so much I want to learn still, you know, so I'm not
I don't know if
an
anyone's
expert
busier
at
than
anybody.
you.
I'm not an expert at anything. But I'm just laying these in to try and get, now I don't like that there either because I've got this here going on that way, so be careful I don't get too much of these. Yeah, that'll give it
I like that too.
balance this way. You just work it like a puzzle. You can always take pieces off. There's always a way to fix it. Just like I tell you with ice resin, you never lose anything. You just have to do it over sometimes. You know? No, I don't like that there either. It's like just not neat.
Is that tube in front of the piece at all?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Thank you, Donna, for saying
Oh, you're
something because
welcome.
I want them to be able to see.
I am loving having this front row seat.
I think that goes there.
I can't
I
see
like
real
that.
good, but to me it does here.
Now, let me try it over here. Oh no,
Mm.
I think it goes there. Because it makes kind of a motif there. It draws the eye to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking we'll put it there.
I hope they're able to see
You,
this well enough.
yeah, I hope they are too.
When you said maybe Javi should have been
You know what,
behind us, that would have been a super good idea.
why don't we stop the camera for a minute
And just
see
do
if
it
we
for a
can get,
while
and
behind.
see if we can get you to come around behind me so they can see it better. We're going to stop the camera for a minute, guys, and then pick this up.
Okay.
Okay, we'll start again. So now you can maybe get a better view of what we're doing here. Donna's traded places with you so that you can see better. And I'm going to now set my focal flowers inside of here. Okay, now I had thought of doing this. And this is Fig 07308, the little roses.
Well, why didn't you?
I
What is it you don't like?
You know, I don't have, the reason why is mostly because I don't have the right kind of thing to go in the middle of those.
So then that's going to happen when all of us do that.
Well, I'd like to do something today, so I discovered that I had enough of these FLOW 06325s that I could pop these in. And I kind of like that look because it goes with the color,
I like them better.
and it has that matte look because of that matte ceramic, that bisque stuff. So I'm going to put these in here. And you know, after I told you about, I hardly ever have to clean up, you know, when we went off camera, I had to move this a little bit, and I did have a big glob in the back, so I am going to have to clean up with this. But I'll get it cleaned up, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. So I shouldn't have bragged. I shouldn't have bragged. So now I'm going to glue these in, okay? And once again, these are very simple. Very, very simple.
These are cute.
I hope you're enjoying this. It's kind of a nice thing for a rainy day.
You weren't going
really.
to put those in there.
I had a place where I had thought I might put it, but now I'm thinking that, let me cap this because I don't want to blow it out. Well, I'll put this one in because it doesn't involve that one. Okay. I had thought I would put 4 of those on and have this down here to the bottom, so I'll show them what I had thought I'd do. But I'm not liking that. That looks like this is going to just fall off of there. It's not. Once I put it on, it won't, but it's not good balance. So, instead, since I only have one left of these,
I like that. And then you have 3 roses, which is an odd number, which is usually nice to not have even numbers.
yeah, you don't have even numbers on top of it. So I'm going to put that down in there, and then I'm going to put that on top of it, and I think that really
I do.
looks pretty like that. So now I'm going to glue this down in. And then I have these little petite sprigs that kind of complement this that I'm going to put into the piece as well. So, alright, now tamp that down in there with my toothpick. And then when I set this, I'll just get more glue on top of that, so it's going to be very secure. This is good, it's good glue construction. That's just the thing with glue. You know, glue is totally legit, but you have to have the right kind of construction with it. So then I would set pearls around that. But let's finish putting these little sprig pieces in. This isn't done. You always start, when you do these pieces, with your big pieces first, then your intermediate pieces. So we have all the intermediate pieces on. Now we're going to do our accent pieces. And the accent pieces, so many times, are what make the piece. So I'm going to start with these, and I'm going to stick this one in here like this. And these findings are from the 50s. They still make them. I'm just going to get that glue glob off. But they come from the 50s. The tooling was developed in the 50s, but they still make them.
Boy, that's beautiful.
They use these in Miriam Haskell jewelry a lot. Of course, Miriam Haskell jewelry wasn't glued. It was, I'll put that there, make sure my hole is there. Miriam Haskell jewelry was wired. That was cage work beadery. I have a rudimentary video on cage work beadery in the Miriam Haskell style that, it was made about 3 years ago. If you want to go
watched
back
that recently.
and find it. Yeah, my gray sweater on and I look like heck. It was in the old
I
workshop.
said, hey, I know her.
Yeah, she looks awful. She needs, like,
No,
she needs
I
her
didn't
hair.
say that.
Looks like she needs to go get her hair done.
Didn't say that.
I did when I saw it.
Oh.
Okay, but you can see where I'm going with this. Now I do have a little glue shown, but see, there's ways to make up with that for that, and I'm going to show you in a minute how that goes. But to hide some of your glue, I'm going to stick a piece in here. One good way to not have to deal with it, though, is don't get too much on there to begin with. Get it in the right place. And slide. Like that song, Slide. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, so this one, I think that goes there. I don't know if I'm liking this one here. Maybe it needs bent. Take it out.
My face just probably got in there in my nose.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's what they want to see.
I've seen your face and your nose before, Donna. Yeah, that's where I want it, right here.
Yeah, when I started watching your videos, Brenda, I got hooked. So then I started watching like multiples in a day, and if I had a bad week where I wasn't sleeping, I'd get up and put one on. One night, my husband came down. He said, "What is going on down here?" Because there's like all the voices. He thought you were over.
He thought
I
I was
came
there.
over in the night.
Thought something was wrong, huh?
No, he just said, "What's going on?"
No, I'm just watching.
Very comforting to watch these videos, I'll tell you.
Well, you know, a lot of people have told me that.
Mhm.
I'm very flattered, very honored that so many would feel that way. Sometimes we get somebody that leaves a very unkind remark too, but I just say, well, you know, they're having a bad day. Maybe today wasn't their day.
Maybe you don't realize how hard it is to do anything like that.
Well, you know, you kind of put yourself out there when, you know, you're going to have to expect it. And like, I'm not any kind of celebrity, but I kind of get it how celebrities feel when, you know, they work hard on something and nobody likes it and they're very critical and they make fun of them in public and, you know, all that is, it's not called for.
But we're trying to help people. We're not trying to be perfect.
No.
You know, but there's so many ideas you
No,
can
it's
get
just
from
about
these videos.
it's just about ideas. And
Getting a little
you'll
confidence.
find getting some confidence, and you'll find another way that you like to do it. Even okay,
It's
now
turning out wonderful, by the way.
yeah, but I see a big hole here that I do not
Well,
like.
show
Just-
them what you see,
Okay.
so they are watching
What's
for
sticking
it.
to me? Here,
I
let me
don't know,
see
probably
something.
everything.
Right here. I don't know if Javi, if
Well,
if
just so your hand doesn't block it.
if you zoom, this is probably gonna.
Yeah, it'll mess up.
Right here, you can see the end of this leaf, and it's not covered. And I don't know if I can move this. Nope. Maybe I can
But
move
this is the finished stuff that is
Move
so good
this.
that they can see.
Yeah, just
How
move
you
that.
can adjust it.
Now I've got more of a hole here now, and I can still see my hole there. Actually, if I had another one of those sprigs,
Do you?
no. Now, what might be nice is I like this leaf. This is LF06917. I think these are actually the satin matte gold. They look so close to raw. Well, we talked about last week how you can tell the difference. if these were spray painted white,
They would look good.
they'd look good, but I think in the gold, they're just too bright.
Yeah, there's too much of a
But
contrast.
you can see how some of these
Yeah.
would add a ridiculous amount of movement to this piece. So when I get done with this video, I'm going to go and spray paint a bunch of these white and seal them. But I'm not gluing them. I'm just going to lace them in so you guys get the feeling.
And they got to imagine them white.
Yeah, imagine them white.
You can do
You
that.
know. And I'm not saying this is the way that they're going to be when they're done. I mean, maybe I got too many in here. I don't know. But I'm just saying you can see what they add.
It's just like flower arranging too. Like when I make
It is very much like flower
you're at the
arranging.
very end. It looks beautiful, but you just see a few places where I just could do this
There's a
here and
hole.
that here.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean, when I did flower arranging, I would always stand back and say, okay, where's my hole at?
because there's always something
Yeah,
there when
yeah.
you stand in different angles.
So,
And that's what
you
you're
know,
really
I'll
doing is-
tweak this a little bit more. I'll set pearls on here, right around here. I'll set pearls. I'll spray paint these and get them in the right colors and get them in there. And then then after that, my quest will be to find the right beads to what I call bead up my neckline. A lot of times people would just take a piece of chain and put on, and that's fine. Maybe for you a chain is just enough. But I kind of figure like you go through all this effort to make this fabulous focal, and why not take beautiful beads
I'll tell you, it
and
makes a
adorn the
world
neckline? And also
of
too,
difference.
when you have too thin of a chain on here, then if you don't, it kind of looks like you have all this and then the chain doesn't go.
Yeah.
It's too thin. So if you did chains, I would say multiple chains and maybe hang some pearls from them or something. Anyway, I'm going to continue to work on this till I get it all done. But basically, we've showed you the rudiments. Another thing I could do is I could take these rings and connect them there, and I could connect chains from
I
that
like
if I
that.
wanted to do chains.
I really like that.
If I wanted to do chains, I'd probably do that, And you could even take something here, maybe, stick it in there, and if you could get a few little pearl drops hanging down right
I would
here.
love it.
Find a finding that had some holes, and just something off, not in the center, just off balance, to almost kind of remind you of like dewdrops falling
Yeah.
off of flowers.
Yes.
Some little crystal drops or little pearl drops here. And then the right combination of beads around the neckline. And then the finish work, laying in the pearls and little stones or whatever, and you have a masterpiece. And-
Brenda, just if I could
What?
say one thing
What?
that I noticed about some of the things you make. When you talk about flow with this piece, but when you hook your chains up and you add a few things, that brings the flow up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it to me stand out as being really finished well.
And being different than, because there's a lot of people that do assemblage art now. I always have to give credit to who gave me my initial ideas on doing this, which was of course Wendy Gell, who's a very famous assemblage artist, and the one who I feel paved the way for all of us to do what we do and make it legit, because people before that said, glue? Are you kidding me? But
And
Wendy's,
yet their houses are glued together.
well, yeah,
That's okay.
so are some of the cars.
I know.
So, but anyway, it just depends on the glue that you use,
that's it.
and you have to be careful with it. Keep it off your hands, clean your hands up, don't eat while you're using it. But you get the filling here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this piece, and hopefully till sometime early next week I'll have it done and can share it with you. And maybe even next week we'll do some simple little circular type pieces. Some girls, Lila West from Lila Nicole Designs on Etsy has sold some pretty little pieces that were like collage on kind of a filigree like this. I spray painted this, and she just took like a few little flowers and put
I
them
saw
on
that.
there.
I
She said she sold the one right away as soon as she put it on, and had another order for another one very quickly thereafter. And it was just a very simple little piece, maybe like that.
It's summery.
And maybe a little thing in the middle and some little chain coming up. And she made chain, but then every so often she put a few beads that were the right color and a little drop underneath,
But don't ignore your chain.
Yeah, because not everybody wants a big honker like this. Let's face it. Now, me, I love them, but, a lot of people like a little piece. And she did very well with that design. So I'm saying, people are buying jewelry now. They're ready to buy your handmade pieces. And we have everything that you need at BSOBoutiques.com. I mean, this has been my journey, 27 years doing this. I know what you need, and I have it for you there. And I would appreciate your business. I love teaching you. I'm happy to make the free videos. Would love it if you would come to my website. We have some perks there. If you go over $100, you get 10% off. This week, which is the week of, well, today's April 25th, so through Sunday we have free shipping over $35.
You can't beat
No, it's over 75.
Oh, over
It's over 35. You can ask us for a pack of free leather scraps. That's how that
Oh
goes.
yeah, I was watching.
And
the
then we have the
comments for
big
that.
discount coupon for $10 off overseas. We always have some kind of thing. You should subscribe to my newsletter because the perks are always in there every week.
Yeah.
There's some new kind of deal. I want to give you a deal, but I give you the best American-made product. I show you how to use it for free and how to make it sing. And I got to tell you guys, people want to buy handmade. They're sick of this imported stuff. It's throwaway jewelry. People do appreciate good stuff. You make that good stuff, and they will come. And you come on over to bisaboutiques.com. You get your good stuff to make it, and the stuff will hold up with your good techniques. So thanks for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed our little video. I'm going to put this back out here so you can get another look at it.
All
And
different
this
sizes
too.
here.
You know, you can
You know.
just go however you want with it and just have a really good time. So we enjoyed being with you today, and we're going to look forward to the next video we make where we do a little bit more assemblage.
We wish you much success.
Yes.
In every endeavor.
Yes, you will have great success if you have a passion for it in your heart, and I know you do. Don't anyone tell you you can't do it. You can. Have a wonderful creative week.